Man, it felt really good to be back.
That really felt amazing.
It's awesome.
Really
But so are we actually gonna go into this nebula and see what this is about, or are we just gonna always fly by it?
Well, I
Every
mean,
week.
the warning said that we might not want to mess with that, but you know how I am with warnings, bro. I don't really-
Right. I didn't even know that there was a warning, so that should just tell you how I am about it.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling adventurous. I mean, like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Can't be that.
No. Right.
But what
Can't
is-
be that bad at all.
I don't know, man. I was feeling. I didn't really want to cut the stream short, but I started feeling weird, man. And I don't mean like Rona weird, but like something. I keep looking.
Why
Man.
should-
It's like I'm
why
phasing.
Your color's
My
changing.
colors changing and shit. What's going on? Like,
I,
maybe we've been out here in space too long. Like,
we're
what's the deal,
we're
bro?
dangerously close to that nebula,
There
man.
is- what is that? I can't stop staring at. Oh,
Whoa.
whoa, what was that?
Whoa. What was that? Wow. I think.
What in the hell was that?
No idea, but
I don't know what that
Let's go
was,
with
man. What the hell is going? Where are we? What is this?
we are in
What?
the black and white dimension.
I don't black and white my ass, man. I don't know. Last thing I
As
remember
Michael
was in the
Jackson will
Millennium
say soon.
Falcon, and what was that damn
It don't
corny
matter.
ass music? And why are you in a box? Why are you in a box? What is this?
I mean, I think we're gonna have to turn to Feige for some of these answers, man.
What happened?
We went through that Feige nebula.
But what was that whack ass music though? Like, where's
I think we
Wallace?
might
Like,
have-
can we get? Hold on, Wallace. Play some music, man.
What's a wallet?
I mean, if we gonna be in here, at least give me something with some sauce on it, some after dark on it.
Oh, we know about South and After Dark. Don't
I'm
we?
saying
Go
though,
ahead.
like these people came to see a show, so why don't you drop a beat on that, Wallace?
Go ahead, jazz it up.
Okay, there we go. I don't know what the. It's Thursday though. Fuck it, we in the building. It's your boy Al. It's your boy Lavis.
And it's After Dark.
It's After Dark, baby. And
We have arrived.
so let's get it popping.
So let's get it poppin'.
What's good, man? I mean,
What it is,
What it do?
We are in the magic of TV land.
Are we not? This is
The
insane.
Feige,
Like what?
Wanda, Nebula.
Yeah.
And this is just
You gotta love it, man. Who? Do we got anybody with us tonight? Are we getting this throwback mentality? But where we at, man? Who with us?
Let's
Who
see
with
if I
us?
still remember how to work technology all the way back. to
I'm
this
saying,
time.
right? Does the technology even work? I don't.
We're about to test it. See, it seems like top billing. We got Tim tonight. What it is, Tim?
What's good, Tim?
Ah.
What's good?
All right, we got Yoga Roz, Cosmos, Abby Kays, Reven Theory. What
What's
it
up,
is,
y'all?
man?
What's up, y'all?
Man, Theory. Yeah, my bad. You got Tim Turner, EG, None Your Business, Mike Hawes, and the homie Second Street Marvel.
What's up,
good?
y'all? What's up, man? What's up, man?
Got Pete Afato, Dylan Phi, Norin Rad.
In
Got
the
the
building.
Godfather and our favorite Mike
Mother flipping Porter's in the building.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
So it's
Oh, yeah.
very important that we do not follow in Josh's example. And since we are back in the day, back in these times,
Yeah.
you know they ain't cuss, man.
Oh, you're
They
right.
ain't cuss.
That's right.
I feel like we should put Josh to the test.
Oh
I think
man.
we should see if he can be able to censor himself as strictly as they did back.
I'm
in the
saying. I
1980s.
mean, because Josh likes to use all kind of colorful language and all that.
All types of colorful language. We ain't got no color, so there can't be no colorful language.
No colorful language. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
It was because of the purple. It's because of the purple.
It's purple. Yeah, it's still purple, even if it's black and white.
Still
right?
purple.
Still
black and white.
Man, I mean, it feels good though. We out here, man. I love it. Oh man.
Yeah.
Already getting these super two ways, even though we don't have two ways anymore. I don't even know, man. But it's who we got? Who we got?
Who we got with the two ways?
Yeah.
I see. Polyhedral Paradise came through with the $5 holla. Said all in black and white.
All in black and white.
In black and white, man.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it, man. Yeah, man. See, but you know the funny thing about it is, man, you know, it's WandaVision. We was talking about that. We was talking about getting down with WandaVision tonight. And so we get on, and naturally, that's the first thing we think we driving right into WandaVision. But then what happened? Chris Evans happened. That's what the hell happened.
Yes.
Cap is back. Now,
yes, he is.
Everybody seems to want to, you know, speculate and talk about why Cap is back and what it means. But let me ask you, man, how do you feel that Cap is back?
I feel that in Den of Nerds, everyone should trust because if you go back to our previous videos, I'm pretty sure the main
you know it,
Josh, already said in some kind of speculatory way that we would get Cap. I'm pretty sure he said that, and that was the whole time Disney had a year off.
Exactly.
I don't know how we repelled in the building and looked at the blueprints and just quickly snuck back out and got back to the tower without anyone knowing that we got all of these all the information. I don't know how we did that.
Man, tell me about
it. It would seem that way,
right? Well, look, man, you know me. I've already figured this out, and I'm gonna let people know the reason that we've got Cap back is because clearly America kind of fucked up right now. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Look, I still can't even get the language right. I still can't get it right. But you know what? Look, we didn't even get. Look, we'd have been off the air already. We'd have already taken us off. But that's what it is. It's like America's just having some hard times in 2020. The sequel, you know, this is 2020 part 2 so far, and who better to bring America back than Cap? Who better than Cap? You can't get any better than that, man.
You can't get any better than that.
No.
I mean, people aren't even this excited that RDJ was talking about coming back in some capacity. People are like, why? RDJ? Why? The Cap? I guess it's because he's still alive. I guess if you kill somebody off in a movie in some kind of way, it just ruins it now if you try to bring them back and like you can't even Patrick Swayze nobody no more.
No,
It don't translate.
It don't work. It don't equate. It don't equate, man. It don't equate. But I mean, seriously though, like with Cap being back, that really does kind of put into motion a whole lot of stuff that, like you said, the homie Josh was already on. He was already telling people, you know, Secret Wars, the whole 9, you know, Cap disappearing into the quantum realm with all six Infinity Stones and Mjolnir. You had to know that he was gonna have to pop up at some point with this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It's like ultimate Cap.
Right.
Like
how do you not do that though? Like how could you not? You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to.
Could you imagine like his cameo is him jumping through a portal and he's got like Mjolnir encrusted with all 6 of the gems?
Man, you talk about Cap trying to blink us out, man. Come on.
No, not as a bad thing.
No. I ain't talking about it in a bad way though.
Cap.
No, Daddy-O, I'm talking about like looking clean, Jack. You know.
I'm just saying, Jack.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That would be cool.
It'd be cool. He'd be a cool cat. Cap's already a cool cat. Now he's just gonna be an even cooler cat. Yeah. Yeah. We out here wilding, man.
Stop.
It's insane, man. But yeah, it's gonna be real interesting, man, to see how it works out and see, you know, and my thing though is this. I wouldn't even put it past White Suge. I'm sorry, I was about to call him Feige. Can't call him by his government name. He White Suge around these parts.
Right.
White Suge probably filming some stuff with Cap that they might put in the vault until 10, 15 years down the line. Like, you never know, man. Like, could you imagine?
No, not really.
Like, you finally get the Secret Wars, let's say 8, 9, 10 years from now, and they don't even have to worry about no de-aging technology. Like, man, we already filmed this way back when because we knew what we was doing. I mean, like, that's the crazy part about it, man. That's the crazy part.
Well, see, they're getting these young actors now, so the smart thing to do is just age everybody up.
Oh, yeah, well, all of them will be aged up. But I'm saying, if you want to have, there's rumors about Tony coming back, RDJ, you have Cap come back. And, I mean, just have them film scenes now and put them in the vault, Daddy-O. That's all you got to do with it. Be crazy.
That's real smooth. That's real smooth.
Be real smooth situation.
And I want to give a shout out to Whiskey Steve with the $9.99 calling in saying, been super busy, but missed y'all. Tonight I'm breaking open a new bottle of whiskey and chilling.
Oh,
cheers, man.
Oh, man. Hey. You got to love that, Jack.
I already got the purple drink.
Got the purple drink in hand. Love it, man. Love it, man. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Like Marvel just continues to get it right. They just continue to get it right, man. It's like you got WandaVision, you know what I'm saying? And this is funny because I was thinking about this too, because the homie Josh did a video and was talking about buzz versus hype. And there is a lot of buzz for WandaVision, which we definitely gonna get into that. We got some special guests that might come through and get with us about WandaVision. But Josh was talking about the idea that there's a lot of buzz for WandaVision, but not a lot of hype. And
this is true.
Obviously White Suge was watching because he figured, well, then why don't we just find a way to throw a little more hype? If we can't get everybody hyped about WandaVision, then let's just get everybody talking about the MCU period. And by nature, they will just gradually, oh yeah, and WandaVision's tonight. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Right.
It's just so smart what he does. You gotta jazz it up. You know how he does.
You gotta jazz it up.
You gotta make it look good. It's lovely stuff. Speaking of looking good, I do have to comment on those specs you got on over there, Daddy-O. Wow. Those real futuristic, man. Real futuristic.
I had to put some respect on it.
I see that, man. I see that,
Maybe one of these. Spectacle.
And then you got your specs for your spectacle. I expect we gonna have a good show.
Exactly. I brought the wrong kind of glasses for this purple drink.
Oh,
but it's still working out all right.
It's still gonna work out all right. Because we here for who? The people. You know how we do it on After Dark, man.
Yeah, man. That's how it goes down.
That's how it goes down.
Let's get one of these, another one of these super chats in here.
Let's do it.
Dini with the $1.99 said, first time watching After Dark. Can't wait, man. Hey.
Oh, yeah. Main gang stand up.
Right.
Main gang stand up. Oh, man.
Some of them After Dark purple. Let's see some of them After Dark and purple man emojis.
Let's see them. And while we get those, I'm going to go ahead and get my man Michael Butler with the $4.99 Super 2-way. Wants to know if we think Cap could be in the Loki series. We saw the scene in the trailer, presumably with Widow and Vormir. What if we see Cap and Red Skull reconnect? I tell you what, Jack, if it happens, I'm there for it, man. Like, I think you could definitely see, Cap in the Loki series at some point. I mean, really, is anything off the table at this point with the MCU? Like, I'm just with Disney, period. Like, it's just everything that they doing, man. We say it all the time, but it's like, what's going on, DC? Like, how y'all keep getting outdone like this? It's crazy, man.
It's just, I mean, how are they? They got White Suge is how, but I mean. I say, and I want to touch on this very briefly. I'm gonna keep it very black and white.
Okay,
great.
Do that.
I think at the moment, things like what Ray Fisher is complaining about is what's kind of keeping DC down a little bit. And that's not to say that I agree, but that is to say that he had a moment, okay? Because we even covered it here on After Dark. He had a moment where all his claims could have been validated, could have been heard, listened, and brought out in that time when it would have been necessary. But no, he wants to drag this out and keep and bring something out that like I agree with Josh said earlier. You know, that's something that probably could have, like I even said, could have stayed within the trade itself. You handle it that way. But now you got to make a public spectacle out of it. And now you get written out of it. And now we're not going to get the verse that we need. It's like,
it's just, you know, it's
drama, man.
That's all it is, man. But I mean, isn't that on par for what we're getting in 2020 Part 2, man? Just drama. It's more drama than TNT around here. I don't know.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? I already knew where you was going, Daddy-O. You know this, Daddy-O. We connect like dots around here, Jack.
I teed it up for you like wiffle ball.
And I knocked it out the park. You know.
You know how it was back in these days, in 1950s. Down the street in the all metal body car and see the little kid out
front. I got my fresh white tee on. I wanted to put my black leather jacket on, Daddy-O, but it would have been too hot under these bright ass lights.
All you needed was some Cracker Jacks.
Oh, man. Well,
that's back when they actually had a prize in the
box. Didn't you just love going for the prize in the Cracker Jack box?
No, I was too old by the time they actually stopped taking the prize.
Hey, let me tell you, I'm still old enough to remember the prize in the Cracker Jack box. But by that time, the prize wasn't nothing but a little 1x1 inch hologram card that I didn't really give a damn about. But it was still a prize nonetheless. Speaking of prizes,
you get a message.
That's how you get a message. Speaking of, we've got a message for Reverend Theory, who's the newest Nerdvenger.
Yes.
You are a Nerdvenger now. Welcome. Yeah, welcome. Man. We got any more of these super two ways to get into before we keep it moving?
We got a bunch here. I seen Justin Chandler come up with the $5 holler. Said another Thursday, another After Dark with my dogs. Man, gang, stand up.
Man, gang, stand up.
That's how we do it.
Oh, man.
$10 hollers at the Marvel Studios Legends 7-minute videos on Disney Plus about Wanda and Vision are great for Marvel rookies like me. I came here for Star Wars, and I'm going to be watching WandaVision. That is great to hear. And we are going to be educating you the whole way through. And by the time we get to the end of WandaVision, you're going to feel like you knew about Marvel for the past 5 years.
Oh, man. Exactly. Exactly.
You're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it. Between us and Josh in the mornings and afternoons, you got this, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Any more? Are we caught up? Are we all caught up? Because, I don't want us to miss any of these. They like to give us grief when we miss these super two-ways.
I'm checking now. I think we got Dirt Wizard with the $4.99. He said, yeah, Zatarans, Daddy-O, smooth and crispy.
Zatarans, Daddy-O, blick, blick. Yeah. Then we get Keaton, because I see Keaton coming in. Look at him. With the $10 super two-way.
I think we got Keaton, but I don't think that we got the real Jesse Leard. I'm sorry. I know I got these nice spectacles on, and I've been drinking that
man. I know your vision's all over the place, Jack.
Yeah, but he said, I recognize that set from I Love Lucy's Hollywood run. Great choice. My mom's favorite show ever.
Oh, man. Well, some of these things just happen because I'm still trying to figure out how the hell we in here and why we keep talking like this. Because it's a feeling. It's like a vibe, I think what they call it. I'm not sure.
Told you, man. That's what happens when you fly through that purple drink nebula.
Oh, man. See, look, it was your idea, man. It was your idea. Now, look, we stuck. I hope we ain't going to be in here for ever.
No, probably about 8 to 9 weeks.
8 to 9 weeks we'll be in. Okay. I think I can handle that.
All right, let me get this last one from Nikki. Let's do $9.99, and we're going to get it moving. So she said, showing that love, man. Cheers to everyone tonight. Love MCU is back, baby.
Back, baby. Yeah. It is back, and it is starting tonight with WandaVision.
Yes. And make sure that you stay tuned for the after show. We're going to have the watch party, and then we're going to have the after watch party.
Oh, man. We're going to get it popping all the way.
And speaking of
go ahead.
I say, don't we got somebody who's like one half of that show who's gonna be getting it popping, waiting to to pop in? Or?
Yeah, I think we might have somebody. I don't know. Let's get on the. Let's see.
You gotta bear with us, okay? We done went through the nebula, and we're just figuring out now that they ain't got cell phones and immediate ways to check on people. We got to go through switchboards.
There you go. Check the switchboard.
Y'all remember back in the day when they had to go through the zip boards? It was not jazzing it up at all.
Not at all, Jack.
But at least you had an operator. You didn't have Chet, who just signs at you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's his favorite one. That's one of his favorite ones.
Right exactly. There. But I think this character we might have ready to join us might call himself or see himself as a Jedi, some kind of space thing. I don't know, Jack. You know, that's that stuff that's out of this world, man.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Is that it?
Hello there?
Switch the board over.
We got to switch up the board. Got the board switch. Is that you over there, Mr.
That's
Josh?
Jedi.
Switch, board. Fellows, how are you?
Oh, man,
good?
we are absolutely capital. How you doing, man?
I'm doing awesome. And the show and the stream looks great, man. So good work. Good work. And no, this is cool. This is a fun night for everybody. And what a wild day.
Oh man. You ain't
Like Chris
lying,
Evans
brother.
moves.
Yeah, what's going on? Man? Tell us, let us know, man. What are you thinking? I know you pumped.
Right. He pontificates all day. What you got?
So
man?
a lot of people are hitting me up, man, and they want me to like confirm it. You know what I mean? And I can't confirm it, but I think if the Hollywood trades are coming out and reporting it, you know, like it's just funny to watch all of this go down. And you know, everybody said, "Oh, Chris Evans refuted it," and I'm like, did we forget Tatiana Maslany? Like that just happened.
Right.
That literally just happened where she was like, that is not true. And then everybody was like, remember there were people like Cosmic Wonder that are like, oh, it's still going to be Alison Brie, you know? So it's like, look, these actors, they lie, man. You know, that's what they do. And, you know, my personal opinion on this, I think you were spot on when you said, you know, America's a little shoddy right now. I think you know, I actually do believe that he was going to come back regardless.
Yep.
But I think that it's possible that there has been a change of plans and that he is like coming back in full support in a way that he maybe wasn't going to before. And quite possibly to actually be, I mean, for God's sakes, he looks like Joe Biden. You know what I mean? So like the old man cat. So
you ain't ever lied.
It's pretty wild. It's like, you know, we're living in the simulation. It's kind of crazy. So he's, you know, I think he's going to be doing that for a while. And then I think we'll see him young again in Secret Wars or something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would definitely cool. So how do you feel about Cap popping out with the Infinity Stone encrusted Mjolnir? Does that sound?
Oh man, no, that absolutely does it for me. And I will say in Secret Wars, I mean, I think this is one of the things that it's sort of challenging to, I guess, bring along, you know, the non-Marvel fans or the normies. And I know we've got a lot of Star Wars fans and whatnot. It's sort of a challenging thing to talk about Secret Wars because Secret Wars is so crazy that something like a full Infinity Gauntlet is not even necessarily the most powerful thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know, him coming in with that would definitely put him at a very powerful level. But it's like, you know, you're talking about gods and God Emperor Doom.
Yeah.
You know,
man.
Yeah, crazy stuff. So no, it'll be sweet, man. Dude, what Feige is doing right now is so crazy. Like we're seeing just the tip of the iceberg of his machinations, you know what I mean? And it is really cool.
Oh yes. Yeah, man. Yeah. No doubt.
I'm definitely curious to see where and how they're going to spin this WandaVision show, because I know I think they're doing a lot of this. So they're putting the hand out in front of you, and then they're coming back around and getting you like this, because they're putting all these TV sitcoms and stuff in our faces and how it's going to be twisted. But then now, if you look at some of the trailers, now you're starting to see just a tad bit of Wanda not in them sitcoms, you know what I'm saying? And how distraught and distressed she looks. So I wonder what it is they're not showing us.
Oh yeah, and I've heard, yeah, and I've heard they've only given out 3 episodes, and they're gonna hold. They might even hold the rest back which is really interesting. And there's a lot of mystery for the show, of course. Tonight, I think will sort of be a sampling, or I guess, technically tomorrow, whatever. It'll be a sampling. And you guys have all heard me. I'm a little interested to see how the internet reacts to it, because I think it's going to be great, but it's not necessarily the Marvel I think fans have really been missing for the whole year. I think it will become that, later on the season, but yeah, it's gonna be challenging, but we're gonna go through it together. And for me, man, I think my thing is as soon as it hits like 2:45 and we put that stream up and we all get in there, like it's over. We're gonna have so much fun. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Well, you got to think about the original excitement period for the fact that this is going to be the first in a whole lineup of Marvel shows that are showing up on Disney Plus, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the beginning of something that's going to be rolling out and could have the potential to be like the new TV going forward. You know what I'm saying? As streaming goes, like it'll be that brand new thing. So I'm excited for more than one reason, not just for WandaVision, but the start of something new.
Oh yeah, no, totally. And the thing is, I think a lot of people, it's just so interesting to see how they've approached the show, because I don't think when they designed WandaVision, you got to remember that they didn't design it to be the first Marvel thing in over a year. It was designed to be in the middle of a ton of other stuff. And so there wasn't the pressure per se on it that I think will be sort of attached to it now. And look, they know they've got fire with WandaVision. Why WandaVision is fire? I guess I'm just interested in, where we are at. And, yeah. And Al, you kind of spoke to this earlier, but you said, the Cap news is sort of the bomb, right? That's the mic drop of the day. And it almost feels like he hedged his bets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Instead of possible negative WandaVision buzz over the next couple of days, it's all going to be Chris Evans. You know what I mean? And the show will eventually win people back, I think. So hey, we're going to see what happens, but it's master play. It's 60 chess. It's definitely Kevin Feige doing his thing.
Oh yeah, most definitely,
without question.
So you reported earlier in the week that, speaking of White Suge, that he has nothing to do with the Star Wars movie that they've been talking about. For some of these After Darkians who might have missed that, what's your take on that?
Yeah, so my take on that is I got to watch out. You know what I mean? And my take on that is I got to be careful. But I'll tell you this: I think it's pretty obvious that I think there's a trade war going on. There's some weird power struggle going on in the trades right now. Screen Rant and Deadline seem to have conflicting reports to Feige's Star Wars stuff. And also Collider's report. It seems a little out of place with what Screen Rant had sort of talked about the following day. So I think the reality is, it's like Ben Affleck said today. Ben Affleck literally came out today and said he's the smartest he knows his audience like nobody. He's the smartest motherfucker in Hollywood. If I were somebody, I would listen to him. That's Batfleck. You know what I mean? So if Batfleck's going to come out and be like, yeah, no, you should listen to this guy no matter what, then do you really think that creatives at Lucasfilm are not going to take his emails and suggestions? And then, I'm not saying he's running the show, you know what I mean? But let's just call it what it is. He's Michael Jordan. Any Star Wars fan should want him to run the show. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. The whole thing's confusing for me, So with the fans and the way they react to things, it's interesting. You know what I mean? Sometimes what I think is maybe going on or what's best is not like the narrative online. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No doubt. And I think it's interesting because it's one of those things where, we probably got White Suge watching us right now trying to peep, and you got to be real careful. But I mean, if you just think about it, like you said, it's a no-brainer at this point. You've got one of the best creative minds in, TV and movie production right now, sitting right in house, like basically asking you or telling you, hey, look, I can help you fix this. And why wouldn't you leverage that? And I mean, I can see them wanting to kind of not let that news kind of outshine the MCU, because I feel like we've transitioned into this year being kind of the year of Marvel under the Disney helm, at least. And it's like they wouldn't want, or if I wouldn't want that news outshining the Marvel stuff. But again, it's that 6D chess that I think, Feige's always playing, where it's like, yeah, we're going to shoot it. We'll put this out there. We'll float it out there. Then we'll shoot it down, or we'll shun anybody that's talking about it. But once you put that idea out there, people already know what's up. Like, you're not going to just forget about the fact that Feige might have something to do with Star Wars. So that's going to have people intrigued. Like, people are going to want to see that. And not only that, that's actually, in a way, helping to build up the hype for shows like WandaVision, because again, you want to see what Feige's fingerprints look like on all of these shows and stuff. Because if you like me, it's kind of like the same thing with Patty Jenkins and Wonder Woman 84. It was like, I have much interest in watching Wonder Woman 84, but the moment I found out that she would be, in charge of the first Star Wars movie coming out post-sequel trilogy, that made me go, okay, let me take a look at this. Even if I'm kind of iffy on watching the movie itself, just let me get a feel for kind of her directorial flavor and see what we might be able to expect from a Star Wars flick. So it's the same thing with Feige. And it's like, he does this in such a way that it makes it incredible, man. So like, I think it's going to be insane, just the amount of stuff that he'll have his handprints on, man. Yeah,
it's nutso. And now that he's he's building towards, we talk about Secret Wars, and there's sort of a weird, I've sort of mentioned it, there's sort of a weird thing going on where people are kind of backing off of that for whatever reason. And it feels like what he's doing, what he could do with Secret Wars, and maybe it's multiple movies, maybe it's Disney Plus and movies, I don't know, but whatever he is going to do with it, man, the sky is the limit. And he can bring in all kinds of different characters. He can bring in the same actors in different roles. I saw people on Twitter talking about, Chris Evans as Johnny Blaze, sorry, not Johnny Storm, as well as Steve. And he could absolutely do that. There's no reason that he can't. So I think we're heading into a place it's like so crazy. Like, here's the thing. So everybody's talking about like Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 3. Mm-hmm. But the crazy thing about that is that might be the first sort of real setup towards Secret Wars. And like, that is not what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, we're not talking about Chris Evans possibly being in that movie. We're not talking about Tony Stark, RDJ being in that movie. We're not talking about those sort of things. And sometimes when I look at like, for instance, with today's news, right? It's weird. And there's all kinds of different ways that you could sort of dissect it. Maybe they just broke rank. Maybe Deadline just broke rank and published something wild. I know THR didn't even report on it at all. I know there's like weird things going on, but what if they drop it today to give the Sweats something to cheer about, but also to actually mask that he's totally coming back to do the setup for Secret Wars. You see what I mean? So like they sort of use the story itself to squash what the story actually is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, and that's one of the questions I had for you too was, do you think it's strictly them wanting to, and I think you just answered it, but do you think it's strictly them wanting to kind of have people or take people's attention away from the conversation of Secret Wars because they want to be able to set that up and build up towards it? Or do you think it's more of a power play with the trades and them kind of trying to jockey for a positioning and Marvel kind of playing in between both?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of all of that, but I think that Marvel is definitely trying to distance themselves from the Secret Wars conversation, because I think, especially if it is going to be the 2015 Secret Wars that is, Russo brothers, and like there's the possibility that there's like this huge plan that was actually decided a long time ago and that the Russos have been secretly working on, whatever. So, that all of that and all the speculation about that would probably not be something Marvel would want, simply because it actually just makes all the multiverse stuff pale in comparison and be sort of run of the mill, right?
Yeah.
So look, Feige loves to sort of give us an appetizer to set us up for something later, right? The magic and space travel of Thor, is then like expounded upon in Guardians of the Galaxy. Then Guardians of the Galaxy stuff gets expounded on in Infinity War and Endgame, et cetera, et cetera. So he puts these little clues in. I think what's happening with Quantum Mania and the multiverse breakdown, and even what we'll watch in a couple hours in WandaVision, is the beginning of him trying to plant the seeds for the mainstream audience so that when we do a total alternate version of this world that might be like Game of Thrones, we don't completely leave behind grandma. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Feige's just like you always say, man, that 6D chess is something else, man. That dude just always seems to have a step up on everybody, man. You can't doubt Feige, Jack. You can't do it.
Yeah, man. And this is the other crazy part. So check this out. Here's what's the other thing I think is awesome is that I think he already has 6 different plans for everything. So like meaning he probably already had a plan for Chris. He maybe had him maybe he already had him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, maybe not. And maybe he already had him locked up for some stuff way in the future. But then if Chris calls him after the 6th or something and is like, hey, I'm feeling a certain way. I kind of feel like I need to get back in the role because he's tried some political stuff too. Chris was trying to do a bipartisan like communication app thing that just totally got overshadowed by the horrors of American politics lately. So maybe he thinks that he could leverage the like being Cap long term to sort of do some of that political stuff that he wants to do. Either way, he calls Kev, and Kev's probably like, "Oh, I've got 6 different plans that we can. I mean, if you want to sign, Chris, I'll throw you in 6 more movies or some shit, right? Like literally, that's that shit, dude. That's Feige.
And can we just stop for a second and really understand what the hell we talk about right here? Like the MCU and Chris Evans as Captain America it could very well possibly literally save America. Like, welcome to 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane, man. But it speaks to exactly what we do here and how this stuff transcends just entertainment, man. It's really a way to unite people and to bring people together to celebrate what makes us all great. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not even cheesy to say now. It's like legitimately could Chris Evans as Captain America could literally come in and be the Band-Aid that the country so desperately needs right now. How insane is that to say, man? Like, it's incredible to me.
To think that, something like that could be why things are a little unhinged is because one of our main entertainment sources took a year off.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's funny, but there's something to be said for that, throughout history. I mean, look, it's a bigger idea than that too, because like there's just a lot of turmoil, tension, stress and all that. But you're right, like there was this sort of cultural moment with Infinity War and Endgame that was very powerful, and all around the world, man, Marvel fans. There was that was very. Is that the closest we've ever been to world peace? You know what I mean? Like that was very impactful.
Yeah, for a moment there, it was. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, hey, if we can get some semblance of that back, and I definitely think, man, Chris. I mean, look, there's also the fact that Chadwick has passed, and I think Chadwick was going to shoulder a lot of the heavy lifting going forward. I think that's, we're all pretty much on the same page with that. I feel. Yeah. So, for Chris and, maybe even Robert, and when I reported on the Robert thing earlier in the week, and just everybody looked right past that report. But, when I reported on Robert coming back earlier in the week, it was a similar thing where look, these guys owe a lot. Not just to Feige, but to all those people and to the Marvel brand. They have incredible lives, and they've impacted and touched so many people's lives. And I saw some people, I think it was Brandon Davis of comicbook.com, was talking about how, look, man, there's a family element to Marvel. And that is definitely a big part of why Chris came back. Like, he would not just come back. And then you look at the opposite, no offense to my DC fans, but, you look at the opposite over there at DC. I mean, dude, that is the opposite of a family. You know what I mean? Like that is a war. It's literally a battlefield, and Star Wars too, so, we're really lucky that relationship is there, and that this guy is willing to come back.
Oh yeah.
It was like I said, it was speculated, but it was like so long ago that now hearing it again, it's like, oh, That's the news we needed to hear. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. It's good that we're getting that moment. I'm excited. Really
It's a good
excited.
day. It's a good day.
Having you here, I had a question. So last week I was saying something about that to fix all that DC drama over there, they need to try to steal Giancarlo Esposito and
Yeah.
get him over there. If they were to do that, who do you think? If I don't know how savvy you are in DC, because especially
Yeah.
since we're doing this, but like, who do you think he'd be able to play that would probably be like so iconic that everybody would be like, I got to watch this movie?
Giancarlo Esposito at DC. Dude, that is a really tough one for me. I mean, I'm naturally bad at fan casting
Castings, yeah,
anyway.
I know.
So I'm trying to think, man. Off the top, I can't really think of it. It's funny. I actually think he
Don't
would.
feel bad. That was
Well, I
loaded.
think he would have actually. He would have made an awesome Maxwell Lord. Actually, believe it or not, I feel like he would have killed that character.
Yeah.
Like the real one with the mind control powers and stuff from the comics.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So he could be cool as that. Yeah, that's the only thing that really pops off the top.
I see
But
some
dude,
people here saying Lex Luthor. What do you think?
oh, you know what? Actually, that's great. Yeah, he'd be a fantastic Lex Luthor, man.
I'd be with it. I'd be with it.
I'd be down with that. I
Yeah,
can totally
man.
see him. After watching him in The Boys, it's believable.
Yo, what? So what? Let's let's touch on it. Just while I'm here, or whatever. What do you guys think about this Ray Fisher stuff? Because I was supposed to do a stream. I was trying to sneak one in the afternoon with Nicotina and the four Nerds channel. And the thing is, man, like I know the Snyder Cut people, or at least a part of them, they ride super hard for Ray Fisher. And so like when I look out online, dude, I'm seeing like some wild stuff. People are like trying to boycott. They want to boycott everything. They're really trying to pressure like Anthony Muschietti and all these different folks. So it's a troubling situation. I mean, what do you guys make of because really it seems like Ray is really hell-bent on sort of hanging Walter Hamada out to dry. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah,
I think it's it's personal, and I think that it should have stayed over there with all that other stuff. And I don't know. I mean, it's mixed too, because at the same time, they didn't go as far as like, okay, Ray Fisher, you're off the project. They went as far as writing out the entire character, and that part to me is what makes it more baffling than anything that even transpired to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why wouldn't you just take this actor out and recast? And instead of taking out a very like Cyborg has always been integral to that story.
Sure.
Cyborg's always been in it and always been the reason why he's able to time travel. So switching that story up for a Flashpoint movie is like, what direction could you guys possibly be going just because somebody wanted to raise a fuss about how they were treated on set?
Right. But beyond beyond even that though, that Flashpoint movie is cursed, dude. That was Rick Fumuara's movie at one point. That was going to be Rick Fumuara's movie, and then he bailed, and you still got Chokey McChokerson, running the show over there.
Right.
So I mean, look, DC is like, it's pretty funny, man. They have a culture problem, is what they have, and you can't. I don't know how you fix a culture problem by like, that's the thing that's tough about the Ray Fisher thing is, I think even if Ray's like, I don't know, I would have to look at the data, you know what I mean? And I'd have to know, but like, if the fan base is really with Zach's stuff, and the fan base is really with Ray, and all of Jeff Johns' movies were the ones that didn't really make money, then I frankly don't understand the move to protect him at all. Like, I know he's like royalty to them because of his comic book stuff, but like, I just don't understand allowing that guy to, you know what I mean? Like, because it kind of feels like that's what that's kind of what it is. And first of all, like, either way, I think to sacrifice the whole of the Snyderverse for either Ray Fisher or Jeff Johns is silly. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But it seems like that's kind of what both sides of this war are willing to do, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm having a hard time trying to make this war about what they're trying to make it about with this whole race thing because to me, it's like they even messed with Zack Snyder in the first place to, to even get him off of his project to the point where people are like raving because they want that verse back. So it's like
Yeah.
if they're willing to do that with him, then they're just going around messing with everybody for whatever reason. So I don't know, man. I just want DC to get it together. And I don't want it to be like a movie that makes everything cohesive. Movies do that for fans. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Movies don't do that for other Hollywood actors and directors and stuff like that. They need to get that together on the inside and fish that out. And I don't know. I mean, we're all looking at how AT&T purchased them and like so now the stuff that they're announcing are like they're good properties and all. But it's at the same time, it's like if you guys are just going to try to put stuff out, regardless of how you treat the people who are helping you produce these things, what are you really putting out there then? You know?
It's true. And it's look, they're just so screwed up over there. It's like because like you think about it, you've even got you've got the Snyderverse people, but then you've also got the split with like Gal and she doesn't really want I think they want to do one more Wonder Woman and wrap that up. That's kind of the way I read that. So she like
Mhm.
does it's funny, it's like she doesn't want to be involved with either the Snyderverse or the Michael Keaton stuff. So that now you're gonna have this like weird fracturing there from your original Justice League. You've got freaking Pattinson over there. You know what I mean? So it's like it really is messy. I think that the best they can do is get some solid properties in the next couple of years, focus on those, and just try to move the leadership around to change the culture. And who knows? Maybe they'll strike lightning in a bottle. I think it would be such a shame if they let the Snyderverse die. I think the Snyderverse on
Yeah.
HBO Max is like the smartest play for them. Um, and man, if they really let that blow up in flames and then sort of try to blame the fans for it, like, ugh, that's like the opposite of what you want.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right.
I
Right.
don't even know if they're even smart enough to think about doing that in the first place.
So, and with the Ray Fisher thing for me, the question I have, and maybe I'm just not educated on the latest with that, but it's like I feel like at this point there's so much going on. Like I feel like Ray needs to come kind of speak on it. Like the veiled comments and things like that is one thing, but now that you have all of this stuff going on and you still doubling down on wanting, Walter Hamada out of there, like I feel like we need some credibility at this point. You got to let us know something. Like you might not have to go into detail, but we
Yeah.
need to know what exactly is your beef at this point. Like what happened?
Right.
Because it's it looks like to me that Warner Brothers and DC are doing one or two things. Either they're doubling down on the fact that they don't think that what actually happened can get out, and that's why they're writing Ray Fisher out because they're basically drawing the line in the sand and going, well, cool, we just ain't got to mess with you, period. Or they realize that there is no reconciling whatever issues he had, and they're like, we know what, we'll just cut ties. Like we will distance ourselves from you as far as we can, simply because we don't really know where you're coming from with all of this. And that's where I'm kind of confused, because it's like, well, what really went on then at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like if it's that serious that now they're drawing a line and saying we ain't even fooling with you like that, and he's still doubling down on this, well then Walter Hamada still got to go. If it was just a racial thing, to me, I feel like we would have heard something about that like in detail by now. But if it was something further than that, then he's got to kind of let people know that in order to maintain the credibility of his argument, in my opinion, because right now it's just a bunch of, him screaming that they're doing wrong and them being like, well, we don't want to have nothing to do with dudes. So like, how are we ever going to get a resolution if we don't find out any details about specifically what kind of things were done on the set?
Right.
Yeah. And then the last thing I'll say on that too is like I think that's such an important point. And the thing that he's doing now is sort of compounding the problem, because now he's really going after Hamada as a separate issue. He said it like specifically. He was like, just so everyone knows, like it feels like he really wants everybody to know that Hamada just screwed up the investigation that was happening before. And so this is now a whole new thing, and now it's like, screw Hamada all day for messing with this this investigation. And look, his Ray's characterization of Hamada in that situation is just that. It's Rey's characterization. So there's no objective fact here. We don't know exactly what's happening. There was an investigation, look, and so do I buy some of the stuff that he says about how, like, hey man, some of these people are corrupt stuff? Dude, it's Hollywood, of course. You know what I mean? Like, what are you trying to do? Change all of Hollywood? I personally don't think you even have the leverage to do that, my guy. You know what I mean? Like, no, like that's the thing. No matter what, I don't think you have the leverage to do that. Now, look, if he wants to be a martyr, that's absolutely fine. Like, and look, maybe that's his karma, and that's totally awesome. And maybe he could actually make an impact and change. But I think that the flip side of that is just absolutely true and needs to be acknowledged. And that is that he is making it difficult for the studio and for the fans to move on.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's the thing is what is your real beef at this point? You know what I mean? Or what is your real end game? Like, what is your ultimate goal? Are you trying to shed light on an issue that you feel like needs to be addressed, and not just, with DC, but maybe in Hollywood in general? Or are you just, at this point so salty about whatever it was that happened, maybe, and even if justifiably so, to the point that you're willing to sacrifice all of the goodwill that you've kind of got behind you in the name of going after this one dude? It's like, he's playing a really dangerous game, I feel like, at this point. And the thing that kind of frustrates me about it is, if it turns out to be, just his own personal vendetta kind of situation, you're kind of screwing it up for everybody after you, because it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. If you don't really have a real beef, or if you do, and it's nothing outside of what we already know, and you're just trying to bring it to this level because you're like, they can't do this to me, Ray Fisher, then it's like, okay, dude, how is anybody else, going to be able to come in behind you and really fight that kind of a situation when it really happens? You know what I mean? It's like, it just makes it really hard, and it's a really delicate thing to have to deal with, especially in with society being where it is right now. It's just, it's a potential powder keg that I just don't understand the necessity of at this point.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's like, dude, yeah. And so I don't know, man. Like, my thing is, like, I feel like I owe it to the story to try to cover it, and that's why I want to sort of talk to these guys and sit down and do a stream. But at the end of the day, until we get something more substantial, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, continue to say the same old dance? This dude is giving us nothing.
Right.
We don't. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just keep doing videos and being, in support of him when there's nothing that's changed. You know what I mean? Like, there's no new information. Like, we don't know anything.
That's it.
So, hey, we'll see what happens with that. But, DC, they need to lock that up, bro. I would have said this. I would have said Walter Hamada is a small loss. That's what I would have said. You know what I mean? Like, I would have thrown Hamada and Jeff Johns to the Wolves 100%. 100%. And that's not even necessarily an ethical thing. Right. You know what I mean?
But it's all about dollars and cents.
Yeah, that's a branding thing.
Right.
These are the freaking guys that made your universe pretty mediocre anyways. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be looking for a head, to roll,
Right. But then it makes you wonder, why won't they, or why didn't they? Maybe they really do feel like whatever his beef is not legitimate, or maybe he's blowing something out of proportion. And it ain't worth cooking. Right. And that's the thing that's so interesting about this whole thing to me is, they didn't go that route. They didn't throw these cats under the bus when it would have been really easy and understandable for them to do that. But they're basically almost saying, not only are they kind of siding with them, but they took the ultimate stance and was like, well, we'll just write you out. Like, we will. And like Lava said, for a character that's so integral to that story and to that arc, for them to say, you know what, we'll just write you out completely. That means that, like I said, either they are ready to go like full on war with this dude over it, or they feel like whatever he's got, whatever his beef is, it's not legit. It ain't worth cooking.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. Ain't nobody worried about none of that. But anyway, WandaVision, man.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be tight. Everybody say it's gonna be boring. I think.
Oh no.
That and rock everybody.
I don't think it's gonna be boring at all. Matter of fact, I think we're going to get several bombshells throughout this series that are really going to rock people. And the question I got for the homie Josh is, what do you think will be the first one of those? Like, if we got something tonight, what do you think the first big revelation would be that we get tonight? Maybe Vision not actually being dead, or maybe this whole situation being, a figment of Wanda's creation, or what do you think? What do you think the first big reveal will be?
So yeah, it's funny. I think you're gonna get some appearances, just like from the sitcoms, like some classic applause. They actually come into to the Full House kind of set or whatever, and somebody's walking in, and it's like that. So I think you'll have some sort of sitcom-y appearances from other MCU actors. Whether it be that Kat Denning or whatever. But what I'm actually looking for tonight this might surprise people, but I'm actually looking for some elements of horror. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping that we get a little tease of the possibility of maybe a Nightmare or a Mephisto or something like that, because I think the show needs to have that creepiness to it. Like it needs that sort of horror element to make us feel uneasy. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And I think that's spot on, especially because I think that's the one purpose of this show, is to tee up Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Like whatever this conclusion ends up being, which I don't think there'll be anything near a resolution, but it will essentially set us up for that. And I would definitely love for this show to start introducing some of those elements and to do it early on. That way it gives people a taste of what's to come. So I'm right there with you on that one, Doc.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Let's go ahead and fly that on in. I'm just ready for it.
Yeah, man. No, I'm really excited to sit down and talk about it, with the spoilers and everything. I mean, it is such a mysterious show that almost anything could happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. Yeah, pretty excited to do it. And I'm excited to watch the internet react to it. Hopefully it's really, really positive, and then we get like a super big hype train, which would be awesome. But again, I think regardless, the show will win people back. Even if there's people that are like, this is it. I think literally by like the third week, people are going to be like, whoa, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm right there with you, Doc.
I think so too, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, we know we know you always grinding, Jack, and you got to get in a little nap before we start that long haul in the early morning hours, Daddy-o. So
yeah, man. I am gonna try to get some rest. Maybe mess around with some Infinity Stones myself, because I think we're about to enter into a whole new multiverse.
Oh, well, you're talking my language, Daddy-o.
Oh
yeah. Guess it's time for you to make like a tree and leave then, Jack.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks to everybody watching, and I'll see you guys up early in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, guys.
Later, man.
Later, man.
And there he is, the man himself, one Josh the Jedi Lucas. Man, went all around the world with that one, man. You just never know.
And
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. That's still too early.
It's way too. You dipping into the future, man. You messing with the time, man. You messing with the continuum.
Thugs, man.
It's all good, man. We still, just because we back here in the black and whites don't mean we can't still put some After Dark on it.
I don't know. I think I'll leave that one alone.
Oh, come on now.
Let's get some of these super chats.
Look at your mind. Get your mind back on the show, Daddy-o.
It's totally on the show. I'm trying to jazz it up.
You tried it. So was I.
CBW.
What he got?
With the $15. You said, why isn't After Dark more than one night, Sir Josh? Great stream as always, man. Can't hang though, since I need to be able to wake up for WandaVision because I'm old. And that and the peach vodka.
Blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah. Right. Blame it on the juice. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Then we got
speaking
OG
of juice.
Fan.
Oh yeah? What we got from OG
what
Fan?
You got? Oh, you said juice. You gonna let me grab the drink.
Oh, well, you grab the drink. I was about to go on and give a shout out since you said juice to Count Juicy with the $4.99 Super Two-Way. Said, shout out to Josh. He's a fellow soul brother with the George Lucas beard. Count Juicy from Nerd Theory. Welcome, Count Juicy. We appreciate you.
Right.
There I go with that Zatteran's voice again. It just automatically kicks in.
You just can't help it. Like when you say OG fan with the $5 holler.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the double decoy and ruse. So truth is so precious that she could always be attended by a bodyguard of lies.
Mm.
That was actually kind of beautiful. Actually,
that's deep. That's deep.
That was most definitely.
That's deep. Well,
most definitely.
I don't know, man, but I'm getting, as we get closer, I'm getting more and more hyped about this WandaVision, man. Not that I wasn't already,
man.
But
you know, they're creeping up. They're creeping up from the behind people's dude. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh man, yeah. I don't think people really understand what they're gonna get with this, man. It's gonna get crazy tonight, man. Starting tonight. And I know, you know, I wouldn't even put it past. I know a lot of people were saying these first few episodes were a little dry, a little boring, man. I wonder if that's misdirect too, because it's kind of like, you know, and Josh had just touched on this with the rearranging of, you know, the schedule and everything, and WandaVision being like the first thing out. You would think that they know that they got to come out swinging with this, right? So how dry or how boring can these episodes be if this is really kicking off and setting the tone for the MCU and these shows for Disney Plus? Like, you'd want to come out and want to have people hooked from right away. So why wouldn't they go that route? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they will. I feel like they will. After watching how they kind of got everybody with the Mandalorian and the things that we didn't even expect, and then learning that we only saw like the first few episodes, and it was still a whole back half that we had absolutely nothing about. And then you got the complete surprise with the fact that they had my man Luke come back. Like, right. Like, just like, who knows what's going to happen in these shows? I mean, I think if anything, as a whole, as a brand, Disney has proven that they can and will do anything. For the fans. So
most definitely.
I think that's down with that. Let me get a couple more of these in real fast and we can get it moving. We got a Glenn Peters. I saw last come through with the $1.99. Said, this one's for Chadwick. And that was for back when we was talking about Chadwick Boseman. So purchase that with the $1.99. And then we got a couple new members. We had a George Parker. Welcome. You are a member now.
You are a Nervinja now. Welcome.
And then we had John Johnston. Welcome. You are an adventure now.
Welcome, sir.
Yes. Okay, I think that's all I got.
Cool, man. Well, you know,
that's all Wallace passed through to me.
Gotcha. Well, that works for me, man, because, you know, Josh ain't the only person we got in the building ready to come and talk some of this WandaVision with us. So what do you say we hit the peoples with a quick commercial break and then come back on in here with somebody maybe on a remote somewhere. Maybe we can switchboard and see if we can't get another, you know how we used to do it back in the old school, just stack another TV on top and
stack another
one on there and see if we can.
Let's work on that while we go to commercial break.
Let's go ahead and do that then. Let's go on to commercial break then. We'll be right back after these messages.
Don't be startled, non-Venger. Don't be satisfied with your other nerd channels. Are you satisfied with your other nerd channels? Do you want a more engaging experience with your nerd content? Do you enjoy looking at Josh's face? Do you enjoy looking at Josh's face? Well, then join the Nerdvengers, the most immersive nerd community around. Once you join, you'll gain access to wonderful extras, like private watch parties, exclusive live streams, specialized Discord channels, specialized Discord channels, discounts, and much, much more. Join the best group of nerds on the internet. Don't be a non-venger. Join the Nerdvengers today. Are you calling 911? Come on, Chet. Let's skedaddle. Come on, Chet. Let's skedaddle.
Oh, man.
And we're back.
That's too much, man.
And look at this.
With the magic of television.
The magic of television. We got one more here. Looks like one. I don't know who is this that we have here. Is this Godfather or look like we're on an island somewhere?
You know, I keep hearing this familiar voice on this channel, and I'm trying to figure out. But I finally figured out tonight. I'm glad we're not on the same time.
Yeah.
That man's got some wisdom. But I just ended up here one day on this deserted island.
Yeah, I see that. I see that, man. You're over here on an island up there.
Is it just you? Is it just you there?
Yeah. I still have one beer left, but beyond that, it's just
well, at least he ain't got to worry about
rescue me.
At least we ain't got to worry about getting voted off the island.
Well, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? I don't know if they got Amazon up back in these times where we are, but maybe we can.
He wish.
Maybe we can get this man a couple of cases of purple drink on that island.
Yeah, let's see some purple drink emojis in the chat.
One time for the Godfather.
Quench his thirst. Quest my mains.
You know, you keep calling me the Godfather, but I've been going by Josh for a long time. I guess we can switch it over.
Oh, so we can call people. We can actually let people know that this is actually Josh from the future.
From an alternate,
something reality,
dropped out somewhere,
in another reality somewhere. I got you. Jack.
This is the Josh that got uprooted from the tower and tossed out into the island. I remember here.
I see. Yeah, I think I might know a few things about that as well.
Yeah.
I remember when WandaVision dropped, and I got a few things right, but I don't get everything right. You know, Allison Brie is actually in the series, so you know we'll let everyone see that.
Gotcha.
He said because he ain't got a refrigerator out there, he got all types of spoilers. I see how it is.
Everything's spoiled out them parts.
Everything's spoiled. He ain't got no salt neither.
Gotcha.
He waiting for y'all to get salty for him spoiling all of that for y'all.
Because he needs some seasoning up. He got to season it up.
Yeah, he got to jazz it
up. Man. Well, you know, we all here talking about the greatness that will be WandaVision, but I know you got some real serious, theories and postulations and things when it comes to WandaVision and where this might go. And I think we need to break this down for the people, my man. Why don't you let us know what you're thinking about how WandaVision's gonna play out?
Interested.
You know, I'm trying to remember because that was a long time ago for me. But this is what I remember. There were supposed to be some special cameos, some special. I remember Vision. What was that actor's name? Paul something or other. Talking about the
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany, actor that he was excited to be working with. I can't remember if it was Keanu Reeves or if it was Al Pacino. My memory's not that good these days.
Oh,
no,
man.
That's all right, man.
Yeah, you'll get it back one of these days. Maybe when we watch WandaVision and you start reminiscing and watching that, you'll get some ideas back, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's right.
That's it.
I got that right."
Yeah, I do remember the first two episodes were weird. They were weird. Nothing really, captivated the masses right away, but it certainly set up the weird that was to come later.
No, so you trying to tell us that the first couple episodes might be a little dry? Is that what you're trying to say?
Not necessarily dry, but just not necessarily everybody's cup of tea, but it picks up from there. This isn't really a show that is going to end up telling its story over the course of the season. It's really only a prequel for the multiverse madness.
So there's a larger setup. And they got Quantum Mania coming through too, and then we're supposed to get multiple Spider-Man out of all of this debauchery. So how do you feel about WandaVision practically kicking off the multiples of the multiverse?
It's a good place to start, and it's a good history lesson. So it takes you all back to a simpler time.
Right.
Most definitely.
This isn't full MCU like George Parker said. You know what I'm saying? It's not dry. It's like moist. Like the county I used to live in. First they could only serve alcohol, or then they was able to sell it. So this, you say WandaVision, they're just serving it to you. They're not letting you sell it yet. Is that how you feel?
WandaVision was, after taking that crazy year off in 2020, really kicked things back off in 2021 and helped set the stage for the rest of the Phase 4.
Mm-hmm.
Most def. I definitely agree with that. So, but you ain't gonna give us no direct spoilers.
I mean, I
everything
can't.
on ice.
No, it's just that the memory's not too good these days. You know?
Oh man.
So how'd you get? Did you go through the purple nebula too?
I did.
The last thing I can remember is going through that purple nebula.
Just dropped right through and landed on a beach somewhere and trying to put the pieces back together.
I came to clutching the purple drink like this, like, what happened? And then I took a sip.
You took a lot of sips, let's be honest.
I did take a lot of sips. I didn't save none for you. It's the last
You
spot.
never do. But that's all right, because come the bottom of the hour, I'll have some libation with my conversation. How about that?
I'm tired of this bottom of the hour. By the time I get to the bottom of this bottle,
it'll be the top of the hour. How about
I'm gonna have
that?
to bust through this TV.
We can't do that, man. You know how much these things cost us?
Yeah, well, I know it's on top of the hour, bottom of the bottle, whatever. No cap.
No,
the whole time, no cap, people.
Well, no cap. What cap? I don't know, man. You might have to find your Cap, because Cap might be coming back from what we hear, man. So Caps is back in.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of Cap, we need to get Captain Pennsylvania back into the chat too.
Oh man, you know you can't. We'll have to wait till we get color, because you bring him in here, you won't be able to see his ass.
That's for two reasons. I guess because he's too short to make it on camera, and he's too bright. We ain't got the technology to turn him down.
That's the whole thing, man. But I'm curious about that, Godfather. What do you think about Chris Evans being back and what that might mean for the MCU?
I'm hoping I just have another old man in the MCU, because I'm tired of sitting out here on this island alone.
Oh man, you probably been out there longer than Cap was in the quantum realm.
He's been sitting on that bench since Cap showed up on the bench back in Endgame.
Yeah,
a long time.
I'm excited about Cap coming back. I in true comic fashion, no one ever's really dead for very long. Obviously, y'all are going through a lot there in 2021. Is that where y'all are at? So
last we checked,
something like that. I don't know. The color changed. I feel like we in 1951.
Somewhere like that. I don't know.
Something like that. It's a little confusing out here, but all I know is if we get Cap back, hopefully it'll lull the people. I don't think it'll fix things, but I think hopefully it'll lull the people and get us out of this capital debauchery that we're in right now.
Oh, you don't want to hear about the capital debauchery that's to come?
No,
not really.
There's been enough
all
debaucheries.
Most definitely.
I fell through this portal as I was sitting here having some brain juice or something I used to do with my, I can't remember what I used to call it, but it was something, I think, during the week. But you aren't supposed to talk about it.
Oh, well, yeah, we won't talk about that.
Yeah,
that's that.
We won't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. I know. I do remember that at least. And
we don't do that here.
We don't do that here. No.
Oh, okay, that's show. All right,
but
just making sure.
While we own it, Animex, WandaVision to the Nerdvision. You are a Nerdvision now. Welcome.
And Jacob Stowe, you are a Nerdvision now.
Welcome. Yes, indeed, sir. But yeah, man, I'm just wondering, man. I mean, do you think, or what? Let me ask you this question, Godfather. What characters do you think we might get introduced in WandaVision? And do we get any of those tonight that we don't know of?
Right.
Oh, I don't think there's anyone coming tonight. I do remember some old rumors about Dick Van Dyke showing up on in the show, but if it did happen, I don't remember it. It certainly doesn't happen the first 2 episodes. Doesn't make sense for it to happen anytime after that. So
yeah, I don't know.
I think you'll see some fun manifestations of Mephisto throughout the show, as multiple different people. But really, this is just setting up the mystery to follow.
Oh yeah, I got you. So, do you think we'll get any of the horror elements right off the bat at all? You think we'll get any of that? I know Josh was saying he was hoping that we get a little bit of the horror elements right out the gate. What do you think? You think we'll get any of that stuff?
Yeah, I think we'll see some of it. It's gonna be more weird than anything. It's more the like mystery horror kind of don't know what the hell is going on or why it's happening, but can't look away. That's for sure.
Gotcha. So so then what's your give me a second here, Lavis. Let me ask the man a question.
I'm just, you know what? That's all I'm gonna do.
It's all you good. You're just drinking. That's all you're drinking and thinking. I was gonna just ask the man what his prediction was for score wise. We get 2 episodes tonight. So from 1 to 10, where you think these will land?
Oh, well, it depends on what your television preferences are. If you like the good old days of, Dick Van Dyke and Dream of Jeannie, then you'll probably be a good, have a good time. Probably 7, 8 out of 10. But if you're looking for the action, if you're looking for the Avengers side of the MCU, you'll probably wonder what the hell is on your TV.
Kind of like people when they saw our asses on the screen, huh?
Exactly. Especially if he was born back in the 1950s.
Right.
That's probably a real question for you. Like, what kind of future are we headed towards?
You ain't ever lied there, Daddy-O.
You gotta keep it a buck with the people.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it a buck.
Are you talking?
Like we hunting.
Yeah, I was finna say, are you talking deer?
I don't know. We're trying to accept more people into the fold. One day.
I see what you did there. Well,
that was a really hard. That was a sophisticated one right there.
Yeah, and that's for real though. Don't mind us, Godfather. We just Josh.
Exactly.
I'm just following along, trying to drink along with Lavis over there.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Well,
hey, king size. Yeah, they call him Reverend Al, looking sharp. Then
that is. That is. I trust. It's hard work sometimes. Even in black and white, you got to make sure it look right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on that, but I can't find a rock that's sharp enough.
Oh man, that's unfortunate, man. We got to get you some.
I do have to say, I do love this facial hair a lot more than when I was a young man and had that scraggly little beard and I sat in that studio. It's feels a little bit more manly now.
Yeah, you look like you got a few years experience on you now. You don't look so green.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I know it was.
I don't care if Mickey comes after me now. He can come after me all he wants.
Let's see some Mickey emojis in the chat. Then.
Yeah, let's get some of those Mickey emojis. But yeah, man, it's just interesting stuff.
Hey. Yeah, everybody try to get on me for drinking on this purple drink, but they don't realize that it's actually increasing my IQ.
There you go.
With every bottle.
I don't see no purple drink. I just see some gray drink.
Hey, it don't matter if it's black or white. You gonna drink
see,
it.
Now look at this. You want to be starting something. I don't understand where it's coming from.
It's because I'm bad.
Well,
who's bad?
Hey, you know it. Well, it is what it is. You just... chilling with me.
You remember?
I do remember. And I tell you what else I remember.
Remember the time?
I remember that time. And I also remember hanging with that smooth criminal by the name of Godfather, too. Remember him?
Well, yeah, he was with Diana.
Dirty Diana.
No. It was Dirty Diana.
It was Dirty Diana, it was. I'm telling you. He was trying to rock with her, and she wasn't trying to rock with you. I was like...
Right. And then she leaned back and hit somebody else and got her man asking Annie if she was okay.
Yeah, and he got so mad he told her to beat it.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm just sitting here enjoying it.
Oh, man.
It's over here.
Reminiscing about the future. That's all it is.
That's all it is, man.
Man, so how are you going to watch WandaVision on that island? Do you have cable?
He's just going to turn one of us off.
You know, I've been here a long time, so I made one of those nice little bamboo TVs, and just trying to tune it into the right channel.
That's pretty damn smart.
This professor
made me
showed
uncensor
up
myself.
a couple of months ago.
So the professor
showed up a couple. Oh. Yeah, this whole boat full of people, but I knocked them off pretty quick and
wiped them
took
out.
over that.
I see. Survival of the fittest. So he was not the weakest link. I see he was able to survive just fine.
Apparently he was smarter than the 5th grader.
I see. It was quite good. And now he is not worried about being in jeopardy because he is sitting on a wheel of fortune.
Fortune. I hate you, dude. That was going to totally be my next one.
I already knew it was coming.
Good God.
Oh, man. Well, we just asked the chat who wants to be a millionaire. We'll throw a question out there to give 1 million points for it.
Might be able to do that. Deal or no deal, chat?
What do you want to know? Hey, all I'm going to tell you is, hey, I might be sipping with y'all too in a minute if the price is right.
Well, have to get your Bob Barker on.
Oh, always. But yeah, so let me ask you, Godfather, are you familiar? How familiar are you with the whole, Wanda and Scarlet Witch and the comic run? Because see, I'm still kind of I call myself a swarmy when it comes to that stuff. So, what kind of flavor do you think we can expect to see in terms of the story overall? I mean, I know we build it towards the multiverse, but how do you see it coming together?
I see the comics being a mix of visual connections and story connections. There's a lot of visual connections from the original Wanda and Vision run, and a lot of connections from the Visions. Obviously, it's looks like it's a take on the House of M storyline for the most part, but got to do it all bass-ackwards, trying to work mutants in, more mutants rather than no more mutants. So
that is a good aspect to bring up there, because it is different from the comic. When something's already canonical, to now you have to make it that way, and then kind of like lightweight explain why they weren't there in the first place, and you just see how it's probably going to collide in the MCU
but the MCU has always done that. It's always been a amalgamation of different stories and stuff that's slammed together. So, I'm looking forward to the replay for me. And
so I got a question for you. So if we believe that WandaVision is going to be the show that introduces mutants initially, what kind of mutants do you think that we're going to wind up seeing in shows like Falcon and Winter Soldier, Hawkeye? Like, you think by the time we get to like She-Hulk, that mutants for us are just going to be a normal thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's waiting for X-Men, but you can't get the X-Men without having mutants. So what do you think?
I think you're going to see a She-Hulk defending a couple of mutants, defending a couple of drunk, disorderly mutants. I think you're going to see some, maybe you'll see some Omega Red hints in things like Falcon the Winter Soldier. I think we'll see a lot of hints from here on out, and before they actually do the big reveal.
Right, yeah. Hopefully it will be color by then, because if not, then Omega Red is going to be looking Omega Gray.
Oh, yeah. Well, it won't be a good look then, man. Look.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so swarmy. My only experience with Omega Red was in that old X-Men fighting game at the arcade where he used to get it in, and dude had the little move where he would shoot them things across the screen. Outside of that, I don't remember nothing else about Omega Red except for that.
Omega Red was pretty badass in that game.
Oh, man, Omega Red was so OP, it was ridiculous, man.
Yeah, he was.
But most of my Omega Red experience been with that old game Marvel Contest of Champions. So
okay.
They got him on there?
That quite a bit back in the day. Oh yeah, we got everybody on there.
I might have to get on there. I did start playing it, but what I played it was like through beta all the way through like the first maybe 6 months. So I know they got a whole bunch of new people on there now that I ain't even thinking.
Oh wait, are you talking about Contest of Champions, or are you talking about Realm of Champions?
Contest of Champions. Like I played.
Then
Contest
you played it a long time ago. Then
that's what I'm saying. It was a long time ago when I played it. I played it like through the betas, like 6 months into it, and they were just really starting to add stuff then. And I don't know, I just have not been back on, but I need.
And anyone on Contest of Champions can look up the account of I Am the Godfather, and you can check out my top 500 worldwide account on there.
You heard it here first.
How about that?
Look up I Am the Godfather on Contest of Champions if you want to get your ass kicked.
You know, you got all these whales out here in the ocean. I'm going to be one of them.
You could be.
Could be.
Man gang. Gang, gang, gang.
Man gang, gang. Gang, gang, gang.
Gang, gang, gang. Yeah.
And I think on that note,
I see a good question in the two-way or on the good old-fashioned notes coming across the bottom of the teleprompter, whatever we got here.
Switchboard.
Yeah. Lavish, you're 50 years old?
In some universes, I am. It's my wisdom. My wisdom supersedes that. So I'm as old as I want to be.
Nothing wrong with that.
There you go.
And that can be the first question kicking off Conversation and Libation.
Yes, sir. And I see, speaking of, we got Rise Ceylon with the $4.99. Said, salute the man gang. Good to see bro Al in good health. Josh is White Suge sleeper agent. LOL. But yo, please check my tweets to y'all at Ray Ceylon from Peace from O. There you go. So
no doubt.
Check my man out. That's all.
No doubt. Sure appreciate that. Feeling
So
a whole lot better too.
Right. And I need about $4.99 worth of people to go check him out.
There you go.
So that's about four people, and I don't know, we couldn't get quite another whole person. So I need another person to think about doing it.
There you go.
And that'll cover the 99. Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Hey man.
I see people talking in the two-way about who's gonna die in WandaVision.
Oh,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
That is a good question. That is a good question.
The better question is who's already dead.
He came up with that again. Hey, so I got a question for people, and I guess I don't know. Maybe nobody's picking up on it. Maybe nobody's saying something. But did I see Coulson on the trailer trying to break through? Was that Coulson I saw?
I didn't see that.
I could have sworn I saw one of them trailers. It was Coulson giving the order.
Those 50-year-old eyes.
I don't know, y'all. Maybe these 50-year-old eyes got a bit of a spoiler that I didn't know that he saw. But I could have sworn one of the trailers though, for real. It was like Coulson telling them, to break through. And what about that I'm bringing up is the simple fact that does that mean that S.H.I.E.L.D., the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was canon? Because or like obviously we know he's still alive because they brought him back. But I mean, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? It was totally Coulson, and you ain't seen him. You don't see him in the MCU in the movies no more after he dies. Okay, you don't see him no more.
This is something that I got in my young age. I got very wrong, and I gave people shit all day long about it. But
is that right?
What really happens? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is canon. Always has been.
Well,
don't let my younger self tell you otherwise.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, a lot of people really like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they kind of played that show all the way to the left, man. I remember this had to be going on like 2 years because I remember when I first started my job where I am now as a cleaner, and I was watching some TV walking through. They got all the TVs up in the gyms and whatnot. And I remember that it was even to the point there was a news that covered it that like Feige was moving forward. I guess what movie was it? It was one of these movies. I think it was might have been right before Infinity War. Might have been that one. And it was just a conversation on there where they were talking about them not whether or not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Was canon. I want to say it was probably on TMZ because the writers and everything they was canceling it. It was done. So they was trying to figure out, they were speculating on why and all that stuff before all the news really broke. That, they were doing the same thing with Netflix, trying to get all their properties all in one place.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
Yeah. Man,
White Suge says what he needs to say when he needs to say it. And that interview a couple days ago asking about Charlie Cox coming back as Daredevil shows you that he also is comfortable not saying what he doesn't want to say whenever he doesn't want to say it.
Right.
That's just the way. That's the way the White Suge boogie, baby. You don't play no games.
I hope that they do bring back Charlie Cox. I did like John Bernthal as the Punisher.
Yeah.
But I will say, if they're not going to go with my man Carl Urban, they need to go with John Bernthal and make him Wolverine. Like, there's just some obvious answers out there. There are some things that just fix themselves, and between those two, you got it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Carl Urban could totally still play Wolverine, especially if we're talking about Multiverse of Madness. Like, come on, like the dude he played, which it's been so long ago now, I can't even remember what was the character's name he played on Ragnarok, but like, he could totally do it. And my man Ross over there talking about we need a short Logan. Who could act and do the voice and embody Wolverine and is 5'3"? There's literally nobody on the roster.
Captain Pennsylvania.
with his pent up light skinned anger.
You know what, man?
Just makes his bone pop out.
The day they make Captain Pennsylvania Wolverine is the day I stay here for the rest of eternity. And I don't see that shit happen.
Between Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man 3, it's like that scene in Anchorman where you have all the different newscasters fighting against each other. It just gets real weird real quick.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that at all. Most def. See somebody asked, Tommy Banana asks, is mystery character Doom? I think a little too soon for that.
Yeah, a little too soon, I think.
Yeah, no.
But speaking of talking about Doom, they're talking about that Doom could possibly be in Black Panther 2. Now I know Al. Let's start with Al because he's a Swarmy, and I need to relish these moments now that he's in my world.
Hey, now don't sleep on my Dr.
I ain't
Doom
sleeping. I said
Swarmy.
I said Swarmy. So
let me.
So what do you know about the infamous Dr. Doom?
I know the man ain't nothing to mess with. Cold, calculated mofo. I know that in the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars, I believe he was the man behind the whole incursions and everything else. So I think it only makes sense that if that's the Secret Wars version that the Russo brothers may or may not adapt, because we just some guys in the basement don't know what the hell we talking about. But if that's the route that they're going, it would make sense that you would see Doom, and they start laying the groundwork for that. Now, as for him being in Black Panther, I don't know, the significance of him in that character comic book or Black Panther comic book wise, but that could really put some craziness into the situation, because if you're not bringing back Chadwick Boseman, if you're not going to recast T'Challa outright, and they're going to do something where maybe he gets killed off, are we saying Doom is going to be the one to do that? Because that's
I really hope it's Doom. I hope it's Doom.
I do too, and I'll tell you why. And I want to hear. Well, at first, let me know why you would want it to be Doom. That's what I want to know. Why you want it to be Doom?
Doom has a special place in my heart. He always has.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta get the hate behind Doom. I mean, yeah. He just like Thanos. There's gonna be the Doom did nothing wrong faction, but it's really more that Doom's gotta show his evil side, or his show that he's a villain, and show he's a villain real quick.
Yeah.
So
now,
most definitely,
this is you stole my thunder, but I wanted you to say it first because I wanted to give you first dibs because I'm gonna double down on that. This is the ultimate kind of angle. If you're a wrestling fan, you'd be all too familiar with this. The first thing that you do when trying to establish in wrestling what they call a heel character, which is your typical bad guy, is you have the heel do something to your baby face, which is your most shiny example of a good guy. And if you want to set up Doom as a villain even more threatening, even more menacing than Thanos, then what better way to do that than to have him show up and just kill the Chadwick Boseman T'Challa right at the beginning of Black Panther 2.
You know what?
If you don't think that's enough to give people the proper explanation for what's going on, something wrong with you. Because that dude, like, if he does that, all bets is off at that point. Like, it's all over with.
Like, as much as I really would hate to admit it, I would have to say that is one of the ways I think they should go. If they're not going to recast, they should go that way. Two, when it comes to Dr. Doom, my man Doom beefs with everybody. Like, Doom is he is Tony Stark on an evil steroid kick. Okay. It's just like, he don't care about you, this, that, the third, your mom's, your cousin. If you ain't Latvarian, you're going down. And what I would like to see is, one, if they pay off that benefactor that we all don't know who it was from Ant-Man and the Wasp. I wonder if he turns out to be the benefactor. Two, the rumor continues to go on and saying that he'll show up in full Dr. Doom garb. And how I think, and there's another rumor where it's saying, he could actually still be behind the scenes. He's not outright there, but he's behind the scenes pulling the strings, making the conflict between Atlantis and Wakanda. And to me, it's like, it would kind of almost really be perfect if maybe they change it up a little bit. Okay, yeah, we get Dr. Doom. We could keep Latveria. I was going to change that, but you know what? Since they did that with Sokovia, okay, all you really got to do is have him be the one that picks up the pieces from all that. He's the one. Yeah. He's the reason why you can't find, even though they supposedly destroyed him, you can't find any remnants of Ultron, because he collected all of that vibranium metal, and that's what his suit is made out of. Where the remnants of the trash that, or at least what people thought were trash, turns out it's vibranium leftovers from the Sokovian fight. And then that's plenty of years for my man to be able to collect that, establish a little underworld country, all types of stuff, and then come out and be the benefactor at this point in any kind of future movie. They could even start sprinkling little Dr. Doom lights through the whole through the timeline period. For what we know, we could hear about him as early as now. You know what I'm saying? So she's doing all the multiverse stuff. But they did say that they're doing a cosmic level threat and they're doing an earthbound threat. And there's a point in which the two of them will meet. So you got Dr. Doom they're setting up for that earthbound threat. We could be getting somebody like Galactus for that space threat. And then that's why we need, the Fantastic Four needs to come into play. We need the X-Men, because when my man Norrin Rad shows up, Silver Surfer, when he shows up, he's not friendly at first. Like the one thing I did like about the second Fantastic Four movie, Rise of the Silver Surfer, one thing I did like about that is they at least got that character close to right. You know what I'm saying? They got it at least close to right. That actually, to me, was the better of the two. It just fell a little flat with them still doing the same old storyline with Victor Von Doom being who turns out to be the main villain again, and they just completely destroyed Galactus. But now we got a chance to see all of them in another movie that's of epic proportions. You know what I'm saying? And you need these characters too, especially if we're already speculating that they're going to be doing something like Secret Wars. I feel like they'll combine both iterations, and of course do what they do with the MCU-ness and bring all that together and make their own version by the time we get there. So, excuse me, yeah, I think it's wise that they try to pull back from that conversation of Secret Wars, because again, we were talking about Cap being in Falcon and Winter Soldier back before Falcon and Winter Soldier even started recording. We were talking about that. And now it's they dropped that news to be everybody stopped talking about it. We took our eyes off the ball a little bit, and then they threw that little ping pong ball, hit us in the head, and was like, yo, Cap's gonna be in it. And we're flipping out like we ain't never heard it before. But that's what they do.
White Suge knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
Right. He's over here
doing his thing.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Oh yeah. Now King Size made a good point, and I think you brought this up also, and I'm curious to know, Godfather, what you think about this. He says Doom will get Namor to kill T'Challa. Now, would that be a way to set up kind of the Atlantis Wakanda wars, and then you have Doom kind of pull back the veil to reveal that he was kind of pulling strings the whole time? How do you think that would play, or do you think it would play?
You know, with the casting of Namor, I think that originally could have been a way that they went when we were looking at a different presidency in 2021. But I think trying to build some unity and shifting the villainry back to Eastern Europe is probably the way they're going to go there.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing, though. Wouldn't that be hella meta for them to pull that, though? And that'd be kind of like the way it's like, well, there's actually somebody else pulling the strings and causing all of this turmoil. And it turns out it's this Latvian mofo. Like,
yeah, you could do that, but it'll also show how much more that White Suge is pulling the strings than we all know already. So
this is true.
He's got plans out till 2030 at this point. So, you know,
big facts.
There's a long slow burn.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. As long as things start to go right, we'll definitely get that slow burn. And I see Luke Skywalker in here to chat. He said Al Shula and Lapis Blackman. Apparently, Keanu Reeves has always wanted to be Wolverine. How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about Keanu Reeves Wolverine?
I'm a Keanu fan, man. That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Right. Okay. I thought I was gonna have.
I think Keanu would make
off the table.
No.
Great Mephisto.
Keanu as Mephisto.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see that a hell of a lot more than I could Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine. Yeah, most definitely. But I don't know. I kind of like that. I don't know who it might happen, but Al Pacino as Mephisto. Now that is something I can go with. You know who else I could go for? Sean Penn.
Wow.
Ooh.
I think Sean Penn.
See,
if they could get my man Sean Penn as Mephisto, whoo.
I could get that. I could get with that. I could definitely get with that. What you think, Godfather?
You know, I could get behind that. I like the Al Pacino, but you know, personally, I think whoever we're gonna see as Mephisto or Nightmare or the presumed big bad in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Who we're going to see is not the actual, like, real form of Mephisto.
Right. And that's something that, you know, I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about, but, like, I feel like that would be the next kind of evolution of these MCU movies, is getting some of these A-list method actors types to really come in and start playing some of these roles, because again, we always talk about how gangster White Suge is and how he get down. And I recall, I want to say it was maybe 2 or 3 years back, there was an interview, and I think it was Martin Scorsese that was like really trashing MCU movies and like the comic book movies. What was that? Was that Scorsese? Yeah. And basically talking down on it, said it's not real cinema and that there was no real depth to it. And I could totally see, Feige taking that dig to say, okay, if that's the way you think, we finna basically, take some of these new characters, these characters that we're going to introduce now and give you these real complex characters that allow for these actors or actresses to hit you with those really deep performances. And that just be a way for, White Suge to thumb his nose at the establishment even more, man. So that's something that I always have been thinking about.
And he's gonna take all the actors that have worked with Scorsese and put them into the MCU.
Exactly, and do it better than he did. Yeah, man. That's right. White Suge all day. Yeah. That is definitely White Suge all day.
So I know my younger self really loved Al Pacino as Mephisto. It's too fan cast. The whole idea of having, the literal devil from Devil's Advocate be the literal devil in the MCU is too literal. But it's the idea of having Keanu, who starred alongside and learned from, and I
think maybe you kind of went with that assessment because you're really bad at fan casting. So
I always have been.
People. Yeah,
I've always been bad at fan casting.
Yeah, so I think Keanu as Mephisto is probably just another example of that. But if we got Keanu as Silver Surfer, now that I seen somebody pop that in the chat.
I am definitely with
Silver
that.
Surfer is such a that's my man Ross Ceylon. He's coming through today. He said it. But yeah, man, Norman Radish is such a moot character. He's just calm. And you don't get excited or nothing like that too much. So I think he'd be perfect.
If we're going with the mute character, then it's got to be Black Bolt, right? Keanu's like Black Bolt. That way we don't have to actually hear him.
M-O-O-T. Like M-O-O-T. Like moot. Like he's just devoid of emotion. He's just relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm going with the mute, devoid of sound Keanu Reeves. So he can actually act without having to, whoa.
Oh,
right.
Man.
I don't know if that'd be hard for him or not. I'm trying to think of the name of this movie I just watched him in. But it was different seeing
the Lake House. I know you're watching The Lake House.
It was totally The Lake House. And seeing my man in a role like that, I thought it was pretty different for him.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I tell you what, Keanu could definitely pull off Silver Surfer because we've already seen the man on the surfboard doing that Point Break thing. So it would work. It would work.
Right.
I could see it.
It would be a full 360 there.
Yeah.
Go right back, do it all over again. What are you thinking? We go like another 5 minutes?
5 minutes or so. Get your questions in for Alternate Universe Josh, your boy Al Cat Daddy, and Lavish Smooth Blackman. There he is. Look at him, man. You're a couple decades ahead with them braids though. Kind of confused.
It's because I'm down here in my secret bunker where I can do what I please.
Hey,
okay,
you are absolutely right
about the man in the comfort without being discovered.
This better be a good thing, but it looked like we're in the same spot, so you better make sure we can't be caught, because I ain't going down for you, Jack.
Shh, I got this, man. I got this.
You better,
man. We are in a lead-lined bunker out in the middle of who knows where. You jive turkey. We got this.
I see you and Raz Ceylon on the same thing. Call me no jive turkey.
Nah, I see that. I totally see that.
Still better in the third floor basement I used to live in. So.
Hey, that's true. That's very true. Well, I mean, you went from a basement to having your own island. So,
yeah.
Right. Look at that. Nobody can vote you off it.
One of these days, hopefully, I'll move on up just to the east side and get me a deluxe apartment in the sky. Who knows?
Hey, that'd be.
You know, we finally had our ideas come to fruition. We got our own island for the Nerdvenger. So
hey, made it work. Made it work.
We might have to do that. We're gonna put the tower out there like the Titans.
We might have to do that. We might have to do that.
I'd like to have a little tower out there, like the Titans is doing it up. They got it in the shape of a T too. Like what building is in the shape of a T? That don't even sound structurally sound. But they did it.
They made it work. They made it work, man.
yeah.
But yeah, man. One more time though. Let's get some Iron Man emojis in the chat if you're ready for that WandaVision, because we're getting down to the countdown of the countdown.
Yes,
I don't know.
we're getting there.
Well, I know. Are we gonna have a multiverse meltdown later? Because will we have current Josh and alternate universe Josh breaking down the episode in the wee hours of the morning? Is that what's going down?
We might.
How's that gonna work, man? Y'all gonna work that out? Y'all working that out?
So I will go in disguise to the stream later. So hopefully my younger self. Oh, he wasn't too bright anyway. So we'll trick him a little bit and make sure he doesn't realize who I am.
We shall see.
Indeed, we shall.
DJ Muir snuck one in there. He said, think Marvel and DC will ever have a crossover in like 20 years like they did in the comics. 20 years, maybe.
That'll give DC enough time to get their act together.
It'd definitely probably take them. That'll probably be the first good movie they put out.
Yeah.
That'll give Disney enough time to buy DC.
Right, they'll just own it all.
That's exactly what would happen too. Feige dropping money in his mind now.
Got Mason Graves coming through with the $1.99. Thank you, sir. He said Giancarlo and Denzel as Magneto and Professor X. I'd get behind that. I wouldn't have no I wouldn't complain. Shoot.
You know, there ain't much color on this island out here, so I'd be fine with that.
There you go. Just with the cosign from the future Josh.
Gots to love it, man.
That sounds like, if we're not careful, post-apocalyptic, my man gonna have his own people running through, probably taking over some shit.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that, though. Gotta be careful with that.
Charlize Theron, Scott Summers. Make Captain Pennsylvania proud.
That's...
I can see that, though. I'm like really thinking about it after watching, was it The Guardian or The Legion or something like that, whatever she was in?
I had to stop and think for a minute. I'm like, yeah, that might work. That might work.
It would have to. Well, we just got to keep talking about how bad Scotty Summers is, and I can guarantee you he'll pop up. I don't know how it is, but Cap just knows when somebody's bad.
You got to say Scotty Summers 3 times in a mirror, and Captain Pennsylvania pops up.
Right.
But would you even see him in the mirror with his short ass? Like, would you?
No, you don't see him. All you see is the horns of Conan with his little helmet. The horns pop up.
Oh.
He's like, what up, fool? What it is, fool? All you see is the horns tilt back and forth.
Right.
He's looking up.
Right. Exactly. Like, what in the hell am I looking at right now?
What's that? Did y'all say Scotty Summers? Somebody say Scotty Summers?
Oh boy, you wild, man. I think on that note, you can't get much better than that. Moderator,
do you need me to do my
screenshot that?
Do you need me to do my signature go out? My signature end of video?
Oh yeah, like you always say.
Oh yeah.
We'll see you in the next video.
And you ain't got to go home.
Right.
But you got to get the hell out of here. Like we always say, it's been a pleasure. And we gonna catch you in the next episode.
Hey. Are we supposed to have like noises and stuff that happens here?